The Mount Chiliad mystery grew into one of the strongest community obsessions in the Grand Theft Auto series because it combined a strange mural, a huge open world, and enough unexplained details to make players feel like they stood one step away from unlocking something hidden. When players reached the Mount Chiliad cable car station during their first hours in the game, they noticed a large drawing on the wall. The image showed a pyramid shape, 3 marked points along the steps, a cracked egg, a jetpack symbol, and a UFO drawn above the peak. The drawing did not match the rest of the building's design or the tone of the world, so it stood out as something placed on purpose. This placement turned the mural into a hint that the developers wanted players to study. From that moment, the mountain became a place loaded with questions. The mural looked like a map that required conditions, steps, and timing. This triggered long discussions because players felt certain the mural described an event locked behind progress in the story, whether patterns or a special action. The mystery became strong because the mural lacked explanation. There was no clear text, no in-game mission linked to it, and no obvious reward nearby. The drawing sat by itself with symbols that did not tie into any part of the main plot. That gap created room for players to build theories, and once they started, the size of the map made the search far more believable. The world Rockstar built holds so many small secrets, small objects, and hidden references that a puzzle of this scale felt natural. As players began exploring the meaning behind the symbols, the egg symbol became one of the most studied parts of the mural. Some players believed the egg represented a hidden creature, a strange event, or a special object locked behind a long list of steps. Others argued the egg was a simple reference to an Easter egg because the game is packed with hidden jokes and playful surprises. People searched underwater caves, hidden valleys, and abandoned buildings for anything that connected to the egg. They climbed the mountain during storms, waited at the peak during different times of day, inspected textures for strange patterns, and used mods on single-player versions to explore the interior of the mountain. This attention grew because the egg symbol sits in the lowest part of the mural, which made players think it represented the first step in a path leading upward toward the top symbol. That structure resembled a ladder of progress. Players believed they needed to fulfill certain conditions to move from the egg symbol to the next symbol. This theory grew stronger as players found the UFOs that appear after the story ends. They connected these discoveries to the mural, arguing the egg symbol represented the beginning of a chain that ended with a UFO sighting triggered under very strict conditions. The jetpack symbol created an even louder wave of speculation. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas featured a jetpack, and that memory stayed strong in the community. The jetpack symbol on the mural pushed players into full investigation mode because the symbol pointed toward an object many players hoped to see return. Groups argued the jetpack existed in early development and might still be present in some hidden form. They pointed toward unused code fragments, early leaks, and small inconsistencies in the mountain's geometry. They explored every military base, secret tunnel, and rooftop in search of clues. Some players claimed they found strange shadows or textures that looked like outlines of machinery. Others believed the jetpack symbol referred not to an actual item, but to the feeling of reaching the highest form of discovery in the puzzle. These disagreements created a culture of ongoing speculation. Every time one theory faded, another theory replaced it with new hope. The jetpack symbol held special weight because Rockstar had a long history of leaving references to old games in new entries. This made players believe the symbol was not random, even if no jetpack appeared in the single-player world. The UFO symbol carried the most evidence because players already knew UFOs appeared at specific times. After completing the story, players found 3 main UFOs. One hovered above Fort Zancudo, another hovered above sandy shores, the third hovered above Mount Chiliad but only under heavy rain at around 0300 hours. These sightings matched the structure of the mural. The mural showed 3 marks and players saw 3 UFOs. The mural showed a UFO at the top of the pyramid, and players saw the Chiliad UFO above the peak. This alignment made players believe the mural acted as a guide. People began testing every condition, including weather changes, character selection, time progression, and location. They stood on the exact outline of the mural at night, waited through storms, drove off the mountain, flashed lights at the sky, and even tried long combinations of character actions. Many believed the mural's details pointed toward a final event that nobody had triggered yet. Even though no confirmed event appeared, the sightings kept the mystery alive because they showed that part of the mural connected to the game's world in a way that felt intentional. The pyramid shape of the mural encouraged even more theories about hidden spaces. The mountain is full of rough textures, strange cracks, and small caves. Players start to look for doors, tunnels, and hollow areas inside the mountain. Some players found spots where the camera clipped through rock and revealed empty interior spaces. These discoveries made players believe the developers built a room or chamber inside Mount Chiliad during early development. Data miners later found evidence of test rooms and unused geometry in some builds of the game. This gave weight to the theory that the mountain once had a deeper purpose. Groups pointed to the sealed door found underwater near Palito Bay, arguing the developers used sealed doors often to hide content. Others claimed the entire mural referred to an abandoned feature stripped out before the game launched. This debate made the mystery larger than a simple puzzle. People began discussing Rockstar's development history, cut content, and ideas that might have been removed due to time limits. The release of Grand Theft Auto Online added more layers to the mystery. Later updates introduced new UFO events, alien tunnels, and a jetpack introduced through the Doomsday Heist. Many players saw this as confirmation that the mural pointed toward online content rather than single-player events. They believed the developers responded to years of speculation by turning the online mode into a place where the mural symbols found new meaning. With the jetpack now available, players looked back at the mural with the idea that some symbols were predictions of future updates. The alien egg missions added even more weight to this belief. As Rockstar continued adding small references to strange objects, players started treating the mystery as an evolving story rather than a puzzle with one answer. This allowed the mystery to survive far longer than most game secrets. Players also tried to connect the mural to the three main characters. Some believed Michael represented one symbol, Franklin another, and Trevor the egg symbol, because he already had strong ties to strange events. They studied color patterns in the mural and in-game lighting to see if anything matched the characters' identities. Others looked at the final mission choices and argued that different endings triggered subtle changes in the mural's meaning. Even though these theories never produced clear answers, they expanded the mystery's reach. People searched for audio clues, small objects, distant lights, and changes that might appear when playing as different characters. These searches often led to new findings of unrelated secrets, which only strengthened the belief that the developers hid multiple layers of meaning. Over time, the Mount Chiliad mystery became less about finding a secret and more about the activity of searching. The mural turned into a shared project that united players across years. People formed groups, built online communities, and documented every possibility. They created maps, charts, diagrams, and timelines. The mystery grew into a hunt shaped by thousands of players working together or arguing about possible answers. The lack of a confirmed solution kept everyone active. The developers never released a final explanation, and this silence allowed the mystery to live on. Players returned to the mountain at night, during rain, or after new updates because each new discovery in the game reignited belief. The mountain's size, its height, and its placement in the world made it feel special, and that aura kept the mural relevant. The Mount Chiliad mystery remains one of the longest-running discussions in the game's history because it represents the idea that some secrets do not need a final answer to stay strong. The puzzle works because it invites interpretation. The mural symbols look intentional but vague enough to support dozens of theories. The UFOs provide visible proof that strange events exist. The jetpack's later appearance in online mode fuels speculation. The sealed doors, caves, and textures near the mountain keep players questioning. This blend of evidence and absence forms a mystery that will never fully end. Each new generation of players studies the mural the same way older players did, and each generation builds new layers of theory.